Welcome back to another game of Age of Empires 2. So in this game, playing in the teal, we have just Leo, and he's going to be playing as the Huns. In the purple, we have Stark, who's going to be playing as Huns as well. And Stark, as we know, RVK member. That's all good. So the map as well, it's actually a salt marsh map, which is, of course, different from Arabia. If you just have a quick look at it, you can tell that there's water just in random amounts, and of course there are lots of shallows around at this stage. So the thing about this map that always interests me is the fact that they can go for fishing ships, and they have to decide whether they want to go for ground attack or if they want to go into galleys. Because it's kind of hard to transition out of galleys straight into a land military force. So it's always interesting to see how they make the decisions, and you get lots of different playstyles on this map. Like I've already said, you can get straight into galleys, you can see forwarding. I've seen towering, fast castles, scout pushes into archery range, naturally. I've seen a man-at-arms into scout on this map. And that's something as well, I think man-at-arms are a little bit underused. I want to try and come up with something to do it. So, actually, I'm going to do that. You know what? I'm going to start playing a bit more again, because I've got some time on my hands now, which is great. I haven't had any for a long time. And I'm going to see if I can come up with some style of man-at-arms rush. And that's going to be my task, personally. There we go. You guys do the Wacky Wednesday, I'll work that out. For those who don't know, Wacky Wednesday will probably be out tomorrow, so get your games in ASAP, because, well, it'll be recorded tomorrow. So make sure to get those in as quick as possible if you haven't already. And of course, feel free to play some last minute games. It's always nice to have a few extra in there. You never know, you could make the actual game. So let's just have a quick look at the bases. And the first thing to note for Just Leo is, you could probably tell when I was over here, but all his boar around here, and that's two of them of course. And that's just generally not a nice way to lure. I always hate luring around trees. But he's managed to do that without too much trouble. He's only lost minimal HP on those villages. Both players are not going for fishing ships, which is interesting. We've only got Just Leo going for them now. We can see that Just Leo has just scouted to Stark there. Stark does have his forward lumber camp out, which is kind of interesting. I'm really surprised he didn't go to this back one. However, it does look like they're fairly even. However, this stone here could possibly cause some bumping. But then again, these guys are over here as well, so if he really needs to whack up a tower, could go here, defend both sections, he's all set. His gold mine as well to the back, not a bad location. Does have a lot of area around here though. Potential for galleys. Let's see, what do we got? Looks like he should be safe, unless they can go over these sandbars here. It's definitely possible. I've seen that happen before, and you can't really tell until they try and go over them if they can or not. Or I just haven't got good enough at judging that yet. So mining camp is going down, so it looks like we're going to be seeing an archer push from Stark right now. And it looks like we can see that Just Leo is forwarding on this map, something that is actually quite common. And it looks like this guy's going to get out of here, and I think he will have scouted the barracks there. Let's have a quick look. Actually, I don't think we'll be able to see it at all. Yes, he has actually scouted it. There we go. And that's good. And he's... Well, I guess that's the correct response. Get this wall off around here. Most likely bring it up around this side here. Other thing is as well though, because of this little area here, a tower can go up and it can really hurt this wood and forage area here. So it could potentially hurt quite a bit. Barracks is going to go up. Villages are moving forward right now. Let's see, are you on gold yet? You are not. So it looks like we're going to be seeing probably a scout push or a skirmisher. Most likely a skirmisher spear mix. Most likely, just off the top of my head. And we've actually got a lot of villager combat going on there. We do see the defensive barracks going up. Fishing ships for both players, 3 for each, which is a pretty decent number to be on. Let's see, we do have villagers continually pushing in through this section here. And this is actually going to be close to like Teal will lose his scout there. And yes, there we go, so it's scout for a scout. And an archery range is actually going down right inside Stark's base here. Getting that villager out of there just in time, and a double archery range is going down, so it looks like we will be seeing a skirmisher mix. Is he on gold yet? No, he's not. It looks like we will be seeing a full skirmisher mix with those spears, which is really important to have, and it looks like we're going to see the tower up here as well. Luckily, he has this back wood to move to, and he's also got this back gold, so it means the tower shouldn't be able to do too much damage. Spear getting in there nice and early, getting some harassment in. Let's swap over quickly and see what is being created out of these archery ranges. Yep, skirmishes and more skirmishes at this stage. This guy here getting picked off by that tower. Good defensive tower location. Should be able to cover most of this area here, as well as this section here. So hopefully it won't be attacked from this side. Archer range is going down here and walling this section in by the looks of it. And that villager there looks like he is going to die. So currently looking quite bad for Stark, honestly. Doesn't have a lot he can really do. He's getting those farms up a little bit early, but there's nothing too bad about that. What's he going for? He only has that one archery range up, and his opponent's going a really large skirmish mix. So that's really going to hurt him, especially if he decides to go lots of archers. He might be better off trying to transition into scouts, but of course that means he's going to have to get that wood supply out, which again is really important. More fishing ships are being created down over here. However, this area is good, and this is really, really ballsy. He's actually taken his opponent's forage bushes. That's actually so harsh, and well, you know, if you can do it, do it. But that's still pretty cold, man. It's like stealing your opponent's stone, just even more harsh. So, moving in through here, we have seen the gate started over here, not being fully created, but still, it'll do its job, it'll keep everything out. This tower here should be able to deter these skirmishes for a bit, and let's see what armor. They don't have armor or fletching on them yet, so they are going to not be able to do a lot of damage. And here we can see it getting killed off quite quickly by town center and the villagers there, because of course skirmishes have no melee armor at all. And it's starting to get to be quite a big mix, honestly. It's turning into a skirmish archer mix. We do have villagers onto stone already. Villagers are on gold. Not the best position there, but you know, it'll do as long as he's gathering, really. Looks like we're seeing another defensive tower go up over here. And the Stark's definitely going to have to pull something amazing out to get out of this. There's 2 archery ranges inside his base right now. He has put up a tower there, which again, probably the right thing to do. It is going to try and lock down these archery ranges a bit. Still going to be able to produce units for them. Should be able to get them out of the back using rally points without too much trouble. But still, Stark's going to be in a bit of trouble. And let's swap over actually, so I think he might be going for fast castle. And yes, he is if we look at that right there. And this wall off will go down just in time. However, these guys will be hanging around the base of this tower. And this one he will be able to defend off, which is pretty good. And it looks like Stark's actually starting to get out of the position a little bit and start to put some pressure on his opponent, especially once he gets that castle age upgrade. Wouldn't be surprised actually if we see a stable go up, just because of the fact he's going to be able to get knights out and deal with these skirmishes so easy. And great control from Stark actually so far, managing to pull all those villagers. He still hasn't lost one to this group over here, which is absolutely great. Units again not going to be able to push in through this area, so he's pretty much walled himself in quite successfully. Villagers over here are starting to take a little bit of damage, but the defensive tower will go up yet again, and he'll save that area for himself. And that is a lot of archers just straight out of there. I haven't seen them yet, and they are no doubt going to get that crossbow upgrade. But still, his opponent's gone for a large skirmisher mix. I can't see exactly how many he's still got, but I think Stark might actually be in for a comeback here. Let's have a look, Leo. He is going up to Castle Age as well, so it's going to be close. And it's going to come down to who has the more archers, most likely, and who has the more stables and can get all those units out in time, specifically cavalry archers. These villagers over here are going to be in quite a bit of trouble. We do see the fletching upgrade for both players, no armor upgrade on either yet. Skirmishes here are going to probably force the retreat of Stark here, which we can see that he is doing with bringing more skirmishes in through this side. And going for the main attack now, there is quite a few towers up right now for Leo, so I can't see Stark doing an amazing amount of damage. Maybe if he sits over here somewhere and tries to harass these wood villagers. I can't really sit under any of these towers. It really just won't work at this stage. He doesn't have that armor upgrade either, so these towers are going to actually be doing quite a bit of damage. And Leo not using that, well, actually has that armor upgrade already, which is good. I almost thought he didn't. And Leo up to the castle age, that means we should see Stark any second as well. And there we go. And we should see some form of upgrade being done from either player. I guess not. Even Blacksmith, no upgrades whatsoever. And we can actually see that Leo actually has a lot of resources in the bank there. I won't be surprised if we start seeing, yes, lots and lots of cavalry archers, as well as the Forward Siege Workshop, which is interesting to know, which means he's going to be going for a large push at this stage, which is really interesting because he's kind of under attack here and his army's back down here. Surprised he actually hasn't cancelled that and tried to get rid of it, because naturally these crossbows are going to come through, and they'll be able to stop the construction of that, and they can just kind of hike out there and stop anything being done. So let's see what upgrades we've got. We've got the +2 on those guys, +2 on these guys. Armor upgrades, still none done for Stark. And no elite skirmisher, which is interesting. I could have seen that. Yes, actually right there, right on the money, he was going for that. I was expecting to see that upgrade quite quickly. And what have we got over here? It looks like taking out those crossbows that we're trying to reinforce. Siege Workshop is going up on the front, so he's going to be able to do some damage with that. Stark being pushed back into the back of Leo's base, of course. And push past these towers again, and these towers, of course, going to be able to put out a lot of pressure onto these archers, because they do have 5+2 attack, which is pretty decent when you garrison villages, and they do a lot of damage. Over here, what are we seeing? Oh, it looks like this siege workshop will go up. It only needs 100 more hit points on it, 5% more. And there we go. Mangonel or battering rams. He's going for battering rams, which is interesting. Usually we do see a Mangonel out first, mainly due to the fact it can get some real big damage on all of the opponent's archer units. But this watchtower sitting right here probably forced the production of that, because of course if you try and bring the Mangonel in there, it'll just get taken out quite quickly. And it looks like he's going to lose some cavalry archers here, but they will get into the main base. But again, these towers just going to do a really good job in defending. And I don't know what he's going to be able to do at this stage. He's managed to get off a few shots there. He's really low on numbers. There's not a lot he's going to be able to do. He has no armor upgrades on them. And he's just not going to even be able to do a run by with that. Surviving on 2 HP. And 2, there we go. So he did actually go out of going for the battering rams there and transition to the mangonels, which I think is probably a better thing to do at this stage, especially if he wants to bust through, because his opponent does have mangonels already out in play, which means he's going to be able to take out battering rams quite quickly. And here comes the pusher. By the looks of it, could lose potentially a few units here if he's not careful. These mangonels, what are you going to do with them? He's going for 4 mangonels. This is quite a few to have actually without doing anything with them yet. Usually you just get them and add on to them as time goes by, but 4 straight off the bat is quite a few to have. Cavalry archers, still lots of cavalry archers actually in play for Leo right now. This is starting to look just absolutely horrendous for Stark at this stage. More docks up for Leo as well, taking over this entire area, using that fish to his just maximum potential. Knights being created as well to try and take out these mangonels, no doubt. Equal trade there for both players. Leo probably could have avoided that by hanging his mangonels back for a few seconds, but you know, if you really want to, there's nothing I can really do to stop you at this stage. And it looks like these mangonels are going to start putting some damage onto these town centres. No doubt this one he's going to try and get a 2-for-1 deal, but these knights should be able to just cut them down quite easily. And this one here just surviving that hit. So far losing 2 to 2, actually 2 to 3 it would be now. So that's still the odds are favouring Leo, so he hasn't done too badly at this stage. Another siege workshop going up on this side of the base here, and these cavalry archers here have finally come out. And where are they? I think I actually just saw them all go run up here. Yes, they did, and Mangonel here getting off another shot just before it goes down, but still not as good as it could be. Stark still on the low, but he's only about 500 points behind, which is a lot better than he has been doing, so he should be able to come back at this stage if he keeps this up. Especially with his mangonels, he's been defending quite well. He's going to need to keep that up as well. Castle is going up for the defensive, probably a smart plan. It means, of course, if any units come in, they are going to take that castle fire. Skirmishes, it doesn't matter so much. Battering rams, it does actually really matter, because I know they have a great armor amount on them for the arrows, but for every extra arrow that hits them, they lose hit points. You've got to remember that. So, and if you have the choice between it, naturally you wouldn't want that castle there. Mangonel's doing quite a good job at fighting off these units, however getting taken out by those knights, and it looks like this town centre here will go down for Stark, and this could potentially hurt quite a bit. It is going to cut his villager amount quite quickly. Ram's actually taking quite a bit of damage from this Mangonel right now, however we do know that battering rams do quite well against mangonels, and mangonels do well against battering rams, and actually killing off a few of his units there by the looks of it. We do have a large knight mix actually coming in for Leo right now, and this could actually shift the game. It does have 2+2 armor on them already, which means they're going to be absolutely great at dealing with those cavalry archers. This army over here, as well as skirmish, is going to be able to do a lot of damage. Just nice at this stage, are just going to be able to run in and just harass the economy, which is exactly what he wants. Stark only still 600 points behind, but it's still quite close. And pulling this section in here, cavalry archers should be able to deal with these guys over here. Still haven't seen that crossbow upgrade, which is pretty interesting. Usually that's one of the first ones that anyone gets when they get to the castle age. And what do we see? We see another bunch of archery ranges going up, another lumber camp over here, running out of lumber over there. By the looks of it, gold also starting to turn into a low resource at this stage. That double archery range, of course, is going to need the resources to be able to put out skirmishes. And of course, if they can't put out crossbows, cavalry archers, you go for skirmishes. So it's really going to need to start doing that soon. But seeing more knights being produced again is just absolutely great to see. And what are we seeing through here? This is a lot of knights right now for Leo. Stark actually taking the score lead right now, which is quite interesting. I was not expecting him to take the lead so early in this game. He definitely has what it takes to come back right now, but he's going to need to deal with those knights as efficiently as possible, which means he's going to have to get some pikes out, because they will start running over his cavalry archers soon. And let's see what he's actually going for here. Is he going for a knight? No, he's going for light cavalry, which is fair enough, considering he doesn't have that higher amount of gold available to him. So he's going to have to spend most of it onto mangonels, maybe siege, maybe even go for more cavalry archers. But of course, those light cav do make up a good amount in there so far. And these knights are going to be running in through this section over here. Going to need to take them out quite quickly. A lot of battering rams from Leo right now. And he might be able to take out this town centre again, which is not going to be helpful. We do see the forward castle for Leo right now, and Leo taking that score lead again by quite a bit actually. So over here, it looks like this Megadel here could be in a bit of trouble, trying to block them there with that light cavalry, however not getting enough there. And Mangonel as well, trying to get a lot of damage onto these cavalry archers, however, being pretty smart with that light cavalry, should just pick it off. There we go. Rams as well being picked off by these light cavalry, and the knights are doing their best to try and deal with these light cavalry. However, taking too much damage from these cavalry archers, they are forced to retreat. Naturally, battering ram will be picked off on the way out, so may as well leave it there to do what damage it can. And Stark's been holding really well this game so far. I wasn't expecting him to hold this well, seeing the armies were coming in. I was expecting him to go out a lot sooner, but this castle here has made a big difference. And his light cavalry at this stage really helped as well. It looks like we could see a Leo looking for another attack approach right now. Skirmish is just getting some harassment onto these villages. Doesn't really matter how much it is at this stage, as long as it's harassment and just destroying his opponent's economy as much as possible. We are seeing cavalry archers actually move out for a Stark right now. This Mangonel actually managed to put quite a bit of damage onto them, so they are going out with quite low HP, as we can see in this bar here. And it looks like these knights should be able to deal with these guys, especially if they get them just stuck in here. It could be really harmful, actually. Skirmishes are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Naturally, light cavalry are going to be able to counter those skirmishes quite well. But when there's knights in play at the moment, the knights pretty much just kill off everything at this stage. They don't have that last attack upgrade, but they do have bloodlines on them already, and they do have the +2 armor, which is quite important. And I'm actually interested, is Leo going up to Imperial? No, but he has the resources to go up to Imperial. I'm surprised we actually haven't seen him. And there we go, actually. He's just clicked it then, just as I was saying he probably should have already. And Mangonel trade here. Neither player going to be able to save each other from that. And what do we see here? Villagers moving up, trying to get another lumber source at this moment. Lots of knights still in play for Leo, which is great. Still haven't seen any pikes at all for Stark right now, which is always interesting. I know players like to mass cavalry archers, but when you see your opponent going for such a high cavalry, knight mix, it's always good to mix a few pikes. And I mean, it's just damage, and that's what everybody likes. Mangonel, they're getting a good shot off. However, it looks like these knights will be forced to retreat after these guys run away, so they're not going to be able to follow them into the base right now. Stark doing quite a good job holding out, but still, Leo just has complete map control at this stage, and it looks like all gold has been in the hands of Leo, just pretty much since the start of the game. So this could just about be a good game for Stark right now, especially once Leo hits Imperial Age. He's going to be able to get that siege ram out. He's going to be able to upgrade up to the Cavalier, heavy cavalry archer. He's going to be able to get all those range upgrades as well, and they make a big difference on cavalry archers. It means you can micro so much more efficiently against your opponents. And pushing in through here, still this ram here doing its job, just absorbing as much of these arrows as it possibly can, taking a lot of the heat off the knights, which is something that a lot of people do see these days, using these battering rams less as weapons and more, less as siege equipment and more of just something to soak up extra arrows. Because of course every arrow that hits the battering ram is an arrow that's not hitting your units in play right now. And it looks like both players are starting to actually run out of gold. Leo is down to 600 right now. He is still collecting, but still, this castle over here has actually gone down to Stark right now. And we could actually see Stark push this back right now, which is really interesting at the moment. That Imperial Age for Leo is going to make a big difference. We actually see, did I see a Tarkin there? Yes, we actually have Tarkins mixed into this armor, which is something we never see. I don't know whether it was a misclick or is he actually creating them. There's only one there, I can't really tell. And that's another forecastle going up on this lumber line here. Stark, it's starting to look bad again. He is pushing out quite well. He is getting the damage on, but I don't know if it's going to be enough at this stage. Cavalry archers are going to be outdone by these skirmishes. There we go. We have seen the Cavalier upgrade, and we haven't seen the last armor upgrade on them yet, which is quite surprising. Skirmishes, of course, having that +3 range and attack is absolutely great for them. And what is the plan here, Stark? What is your main goal? Get rid of all these guys? Well, you're going to have to get rid of them too. Get rid of these guys down over here. And you're going to have to push out really hard, actually. And to get into his base, you've seen the amount of towers there. That's going to be a hard thing to do as well. Plus, you've had your wood supply over here cut off. This area over here is safe again, but this one at the back is gone. The one over here just has a tower on it. That's not helpful at all. And that tower's been going on that lumber camp for the entire game. That's nearly gone. I'm going to keep that up. That's going to be a really nice momentum. And what are we seeing down here? It looks like he is moving forward. And that mangonel potentially going to be able to do a lot of damage. These cavalry are moving in, siege rams as well. And take in mind, that lumber camp's about to go down. All that hard work of that tower is about to pay off, so I'm actually going to go over and watch that. Come on, tower, do your thing. There we go. Alright, so cavalry archers are pushing in through here. We can see that there has been a lot of damage there to both players. And siege rams will be moving in this way, so he's going for a different side of engagement right now. However, at the moment, it's starting to look like Stark does have the advantage here. The army over here is really small, and I can't see an army on play at all for Leo right now, which is interesting. He's got 182 population, but I can't see it at all. Which is really interesting. So Stark is in with a chance here. Stark, what's your population? 160. Where's the army? There it is. There it is. It's got population. There we go. He's got paladins out as well. So this means I would say that at this stage Leo does have this one in the bag. Going to be able to do a lot of damage over here. Paladin's going to just absorb so much damage with that plus 5, well, 3 plus, how much is it? It's 3 plus 4, isn't it? Yeah, 3 plus 4 armor, so that's 7 ranged armor. That's ridiculous. Cavalry archers will be doing what? They'll be doing 1 or 2 damage, if that. So, over here, we can see Stark trying to make his final push and hit. Sitting at the bottom of the castle, definitely the best idea for this engagement. Means, of course, he's not going to be taking that damage there. Light cavalry are going to be able to take out these rams here, but I don't know if it will be enough at this stage. And the fighting is still continuing. Let's slow it right down. We can see Leo is pushing in with these paladins. They are going to be able to absorb so much damage and just take out a lot of these units right now. These rams should not spend, well, too much time out here because they will get killed off really quickly without the support that they need. And right now, they're not getting that support. Siege rams are moving in on this section here, and I wouldn't be surprised at any moment if we actually see Stark put in the good game. Getting taken out here, more paladins getting taken out. This area over here looks like it's going to get taken out actually by Stark. However, Leo is coming in with reinforcements. He does have a lot of stables currently up. He has this entire area here under his control. A few mangonels honestly could take out this ball here without too much trouble. But paladins, again, starting to do a lot of damage. Let's speed it back up and watch all these cavalry archers get killed off nice and slowly by these paladins. Skirmishes as well, going to be able to soak up a damage and do as much as they can. We are actually seeing a small light cavalry raid onto Leo right now. However, it's not going to do a lot again. They've only got 4 armor on them, and there's towers everywhere, so there's not a lot he's going to be able to do. The economy of Stark right now has just been completely done, and there is the GG from Stark. Hope you guys liked the game. It was very interesting. I always like to bring out maps like Salt Marsh, which isn't played a lot. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.